Okay, today we'll be talking about tax, tip, and markup. Now when you see these words, they all have to do with adding. Think add. Let's fill out this part right over here. So we have percent tax, percent of tip, and then markup. So with tax, that's just money for the government. Excuse me. It's money for the government. It pays for our roads, our schools, all sorts of things. Tip, that's money for service. Like at a restaurant, for a waiter or waitress, you tip them for their service. And markup, that's money for the store. That's money for the store. See, what happens is they buy low and then sell high. Just like in stocks. You buy low and sell high. That's how you make a profit. And that's what stores do. They buy low, then they raise the price up and sell it higher so they can make a profit. Now let's make a little model for this so that you have a picture in your mind. Let's go ahead and we'll put the dollars up on top and we'll put the percent on the bottom. So 100% is going to be the cost of an item. The cost. But then what happens is they go ahead and we're going to add some percent for either the tax, tip, or markup, and that will give you the total cost. Total cost. And that's what that is, total cost. So it's going to cost you more. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an example down below. So let's say you purchase something and it cost $80. $80, but there's a tax. And the tax is 8.75%. That may seem like an odd number, but that actually is the tax where we live right now. That is the sales tax currently. Okay, let's look at the model real quick. So we have a picture in our minds. Dollars, percent, and it's going to cost us $80. That's 100%. But we're going to have to pay more than just $80. Matter of fact, we're going to have to pay 8.75% more. So we're trying to determine how much is it going to cost us then. All right, well, it's going to cost us $80 plus some percentage. Let's see. I need to move the decimal, don't I? Yeah, to make a percent to decimal, I have to move it 2 spaces over to the left. So that's going to be 0.0875. That's the same thing as 8.75%, and I'm going to multiply that by 80, because that's how much of 80 I'm going to have to add. So what does that leave us with? Let's see, we have $80, and if you calculate this, it comes up to $7. .0875 times 80 is 7. So that means our total is $87. That's how much it would cost with the taxes. So looking at the diagram over here, it's going to cost us $87. See, all we had to do is we had to add another $7, which is 8.75%. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense to you. It's going to cost you an amount, you're going to add a percentage to it. And I think I forgot to mention that this was tax. Sorry. 8.75% tax. All right, let's go down to the bottom one, bottom example. And we're going to stick with kind of the same numbers. So you're going to buy an item, it costs $80. And the tax is going to be the same, 8.75. This is the tax. 8.75%. And then we're going to pay a tip. Because maybe this is at a restaurant. You do have to pay sales tax and you do have to pay for a tip, or you should. And usually it's 15%. So $80 plus the tax plus the tip. Let's look at the model real quick. Money, percent, and let's say this is 100%. And remember, that would be, it costs us $80. But there is some tax involved, and that tax is 8.75%. We're going to have to add it to it. And there's also a tip, and the tip is 15%. And we already know what this is. This was $7, wasn't it? We did this already. That was $7. But it's also, you got a tip also. So you're going to have to add that. That's right. So with the taxes, it was $87. Now we need to add the tip. So going over here, let's see, we have $80. Let's say it's $80 for dinner. Now we need to put in the tax, which we did before. Move the decimal over 2 spaces, 0.0875 times 80. And then next we want to find 15%. 15%, well, there's the decimal. Move it over 2 spaces, 0.15 times 80. So this would be 8.75% of 80, and this would be 15% of 80. So we need to calculate those. We've done this already. This is 80, cost $80. The tax with it, remember we said that was $7. Now if I multiply 0.15 times 80, save you some time, that is going to be $12. And now I just add those together. And if I add those together, let's see, what is that, $99? That will be the total cost. So if you buy dinner for $80, you pay $7 for tax, and then you leave a tip, $12. And the tip is always on the amount. It's not on the taxes. It's only on the amount. of what was bought. Okay, so going to the model, something like this, another 15%, that was 12. Excuse me a minute. That was $12. And so it was a total of $99. By the way, if you add up the percentages, that's 100, 108.75, and another 15. That's 123.75%. So you don't just pay 100%, you're paying 123.75%. And that is how you solve for tax and tip. And markup, in case there's markup. Oh, there is one last thing I forgot, and that's the word that you will sometimes see, and it is this. Gratuity. You know, like being grateful. And that's another word for like tip. Gratuity. So sometimes you'll see that in textbooks.